This week on the RC Shop, we build inner fender wells for the Ugly Bubba project. So with Ugly Bubba from Bull Gear RC, we're going to be building an interior and also a pair of inner fender wells. So I had Ugly Bubba pulled up front of the garage so I can pull off all its bodywork and I can see what I'm dealing with. So building out an interior and some fender wells for Ugly Bubba is going to be quite a bit of a jigsaw puzzle with the way this chassis is. It's going to take some work to engineer an interior and fender wells that'll squeeze into the space we have to work with. So like I was saying, there's going to be two distinct parts to this build. There's going to be the interior and there's going to be the engine bay. And I think I'll start by defining those spaces with a firewall and a back wall to the interior. Using cardstock, I rough fab these pieces. Now you can see the two spaces we have to work with. The engine bay needing fender wells and the cab needing an interior. So I think I'll start up front in that engine bay and get those fender wells knocked out. I pulled the front end apart to give some room to work, and now I'll have Frank lift the front end with a forklift. Frank, can you even see what you're doing? What could go wrong? Frank, back up! Watch out! Can we get a medic in here? So with Frank at the hospital and Ugly Bubba up on jack stands, I can get back to work. Starting with transferring the firewall template to 060 styrene. For the fender wells, I've got two arcs I need to figure out. First one being the frame rail. The other being the fender. I've cut it out and traced it from the body. Now what I want to do is transfer these curves to one piece. Let's see how this is going to work for us. With some work, I think we've got it where we need to be. But now we need to take into account for the shock towers. What? Frank's back? How is he? Is our workman's comp up to date? During the commercial break, I went ahead and started cutting styrene and built a bracket to help secure the inner fender in place. There's one more curve I'll have to take into account, and that's the outward bend of the frame rails. Now, with all the different curves figured out, I can go ahead and start assembling the inner fenders, leaving a cutout for the shock tower. I'm going to tie the inner fender to the firewall for better support and more anchor points. I'll box this in for a clean look, but first let me finish out the other side. Nice snug fit. Now that I know everything fits well, I can start cleaning it up. Starting with the back supports. Then I'll give a quick coat of primer and paint. Let's take one last look before we go. And that's a good start. And over the next week, I'm gonna add some details to these inner fenders. Next week, we'll start building the interior, and we're also gonna get back to the Highway 1 crawler because the paint and body is done. So hit that subscribe button down there so you can stay up to date on these builds. Also, favorite this video and subscribe as you see fit, and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.